Hello viewers, I am Jay Pandit. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will be discussing IGBT. Students will be able to understand structure and working of IGBT, interpret the static and dynamic characteristics of IGBT. IGBT is a device from the transistor family. Development of IGBT took place on the same lines as that of the development of MOSFET. IGBT has three terminals, namely collector, gate and emitter. The symbol of IGBT is as shown in the figure. Arrow in the figure indicates the emitter of the IGBT. Arrow also indicates the direction of current. IGBT is a voltage controlled device similar to that of a MOSFET. This device has both the qualities of MOSFET and BJT. The quality of MOSFET, that is high input impedance, and the quality of BJT, that is low on-state power loss. This device is free from second breakdown problem as it is there in BJT. Let us now see the structure of IGBT. As we have already said, the structure of IGBT is similar to that of structure of MOSFET. For preparing an IGBT, a P plus type of substrate is selected, whereas in development of MOSFET, N plus type of substrate is selected. On the P plus type of substrate, a layer of N minus region is grown. Two P regions are diffused into the N minus region as shown in the figure. Inside the P region, N plus region is diffused. On top of the surface, a layer of silicon dioxide, that is SiO2, is added. This layer of SiO2 acts as an insulating layer. A layer of SiO2 is etched so that the metal contacts of the emitter terminal make contact with the N plus layer. Also, a gate terminal is added in the SiO2 layer, but this gate terminal is not touching directly to the semiconductor available below the SiO2 layer. The equivalent circuit of IGBT looks like this. In this circuit, we are having a formation of PN type of structure as shown in the figure. Working of IGBT. When the gate circuit is open circuited, at that time no voltage is provided to the gate terminal. Hence, no electric field will be produced in between the gate and the semiconductor below the gate terminal. Hence, the conduction is not possible from collector to emitter. But when the gate terminal is provided with a higher voltage as compared to that of a emitter, then electric field is formed between the gate terminal and the semiconductor below the gate terminal. Because of this electric field, the negative charge carriers, that is electrons from N plus region, are attracted towards the gate terminal and they form a negative channel in the P region. This n channel short circuits the n plus region with n minus region. Thus, when collector is maintained at a higher potential than that of emitter, the current would be flowing as shown in the figure. Transfer characteristics. Transfer characteristics is given by the variation of gate to emitter voltage, that is VGE, with that of the collector current IC. If the value of gate to emitter voltage VGE is less than that of the gate threshold voltage given by VGET, then the device remains under the off condition. When the value of gate to emitter voltage is increased beyond the gate threshold voltage, the collector to emitter conduction starts. This can be seen from the graph shown. Here we can see that when the gate to emitter voltage is smaller than the value of VGET, then the collector current is equal to 0. That means the conduction is not going on. But when the value of gate to emitter voltage becomes higher than that of the VGET, then the collector current goes on increasing linearly with that of the value of gate to emitter voltage. Output characteristics. Output characteristics are the variation of collector current IC as a function of collector to emitter voltage VCE. The output characteristics of IGBT are similar to that of power BJT. The only difference between the characteristics of power BJT and IGBT is the controlling parameter. In case of power BJT, the controlling parameter was the base current, but in case of IGBT, the controlling parameter is gate to emitter voltage. If we go on increasing the gate to emitter voltage, then for a particular value of collector to emitter voltage, the value of collector current will go on increasing. This can be seen from the figure shown. In this figure, we can also see the three different operating regions of IGBT. The first one is the saturation region. It is the region in the figure where the values of collector to emitter voltage is very low, but the values of collector currents are very high. Another region is the active region, which we are not going to use for power electronics application. The next region is the cutoff region. During the cutoff region, if gate to emitter voltage is lower than that of the gate threshold voltage, then the collector current will be equal to 0, no matter how much collector to emitter voltage we are applying. Switching performance of IGBT. The turn on time of IGBT, that is T on, is the summation of the delay time and the rise time. Delay time TDN is the time required for the collector current to rise from its initial leakage current to 10% of its final on-state current, that is IC. The rise time TR is the time during which the collector to emitter voltage drops from 90% of its initial off-state value to 10% of its off-state value. During delay time, the collector to emitter voltage also drops from its initial off-state value to 90% of its off-state value. During rise time, the collector current rises from 10% of its final on-state current to the final on-state current. After T on, the voltage across IGBT drops to the saturation voltage, which is given by VCES. Now let us see the turn-off time of IGBT. The turn-off time of IGBT is the summation of turn-off delay time, initial fall time and final fall time, which are given by TF1 and TF2. The turn-off delay time is the time during which the gate voltage VGE falls from its initial value to the threshold value, that is VGET. During the fall time, that is fall time 1, during the fall time 1 or initial fall time, the collector current drops from 90% of its initial on-state current to 20% of the on-state current. This drop is a bigger drop. During the fall time 2 or the final fall time, the collector current falls from 20% of its initial on-state current to 10% of its on-state current. Also, the collector to emitter voltage rises during this time from 10% of its final off-state voltage to the off-state voltage. The major difference between the characteristics of MOSFET and IGBT is visible during the off section of characteristics. As we can see over here, the characteristics of IGBT have two distinct fall times with different rates. The fall time TF1 corresponds to the turn-off of MOSFET, whereas the fall time TF2 corresponds to the stored charge in the N- region. This stored charge is similar to that of the stored charge available in the inner regions of the SCR or the inner layers of PNP structure during the turn-off of SCR. Here, for turning off of IGBT, we are not applying any reverse voltage across the IGBT for the removal of these charge carriers by means of reverse current. Hence, only way to remove the charge carriers is to allow them to recombine. To avoid this tail current, a reverse voltage has to be applied to the gate with respect to emitter for turning off of IGBT. Hence, whenever we are going to design the gate drive circuit for IGBT, we need to keep in mind that the gate of IGBT should always be reversed while turning off. Only zero voltage should not be applied to the gate of IGBT for turning it off. In this discussion, we have seen the structure and working of IGBT, transfer, output and switching characteristics of IGBT. These are some references which we have used for preparing this presentation. If you like this video, please hit the like button and do subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thank you.